How's our Starlink going?
Not well. We just left to go have a beer on the island, go to the store, and comes back and says restricted. First world problems.
Just left Blind Bay, and another great stay there. Great holding there. We got a nice spot near the rocks where we like, so we can let Bailey off for a little bit. It's all private land around there, except for those rocks. So that's helpful. Anchor got a good stick. We knew some breeze was going to come up, so we wanted to make sure we were in a good place for south wind, which it did come up, 10, 15 knots. And we had a little excitement last night. We're about ready to go to bed. I see spotlights going on in the marina, or the harbor, I mean. And there was a big raft up, and apparently they dragged quite a ways.
They went through the whole harbor.
Yeah, a good part of the bay.
Managed to miss everybody.
Yeah,
so.
They were like 4 boats wrapped up together. So people were trying to get their attention, and I guess they did. And this morning, we saw they moved back into position and broke up into 2. I think they were all on one anchor, which is probably not a good idea with the breeze. But it was cool. We went to the store and had a beer. It looked like the beer place is doing. Looks like the beer place is doing a really good business. A lot of people.
Karaoke night.
And it was karaoke time too. So yeah.
You're missing the most important thing.
Which was what?
What happened this morning?
Oh, we got a Starlink back.
Starlink's back.
That's a whole story. So
we can tell that separately.
Yeah, we'll probably go through all that. That'd be a good idea. The technical part, so people can learn from it. And I'm going to pass this guy port to port. Or starboard to starboard instead of port to port. All right, yeah, no big deal. We got it. And so it's part of filming and trying to pilot at the same time. Anyways, we're going to try to head towards Westcott Bay. Let's keep getting ourselves a little bit closer. It's a good spot. We may stay there a couple days. And that place we can also get off and walk around a little bit. That's after a couple days. Dog. Yeah, walk the dog and walk ourselves. Yeah. So we will see you guys there.
Awesome.
At the entrance of Blind Bay, there is a rock that is awash at high tide and is marked with a small marker. You want to pass between this rock and Blind Island, and not between the rock and the shore.
So here's the rundown on the Starlink. So if you remember Port Gamble, it went out, and we worked with their tech support, and they decided to give us, after a little while, some troubleshooting. Gave us a whole new system: router, cable, dish, the whole deal. So first thing I did was change the dish, and that's when we modified to go flat, as you do on a boat. Apparently now you can do that through the software. So it changed the dish, still didn't come on. So I decided to just run the cable. Couldn't be the cable, we weren't moving. Cable didn't have any damage on the ends, and it was working fine. But changed the cable and the router, and it worked. So put the old dish back up. Everything ran for 5 days, no problem. Pulled the new cable through, went through the old cable, no damage whatsoever on it. Then we had it for 4 or 5 days, and then in Blind Bay, it stopped. And we had just mailed back the whole kit, figuring give them back the stuff that was new, that we didn't really need. So this time it didn't say disconnected; it said restricted. So okay, what does that mean? It says account's not set up for it, or this account is not linked to this thing. So after a while back and forth with their tech support, we find out that they put the two together for a while, and then they deactivate the last dish. So the dish is not a passive piece; it's actually an active thing in there. It's looking for its numbers and its etc. So finally, talking with them, they got the serial number for what was our original dish, and the dish that's up there, and they were able to get it working. So we are back on, and it is first world problems. But it's really important. I still have a business to deal with. We still need communication, and we need to edit and upload these videos. So, it's become a very important part of boating in just the last couple of years. So, we're very happy. So, it's always something on a boat, and that's part of boating.
On our way to Westcott Bay, we passed Roche Harbor, which was rather busy, typical for this time of year. Mosquito Pass is always a beautiful transit, and we got to enjoy it a bit longer as we fought a pretty heavy head current.
A little bit of current running through here.
A little bit of current. Yeah, we're at 900 RPM and doing about 3 knots.
The pass does have some navigational challenges, but nothing that can't be avoided with the use of your charts and using the navigational aids.
Okay, we're about to run the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Westcott Bay is a good spot for crabbing, and when the season is open and it is a crabbing day, generally Thursday through Monday, it is a minefield. One must look way ahead and plan your course accordingly. It is no doubt that divers do a good business clearing lines from props during this time. Both Westcott and Garrison Bays had a good number of boats, but we found space in our usual spot east of Bell Point and we dropped the hook. We settled in for a beautiful night and a great dinner. And then we got a wonderful visit from Mr. Moon.
So we're in Westcott Bay and we're hanging out here for a couple of days, and I know you've seen us have oysters several times, so we thought we'd try something new. So we're gonna go try to check out the llama farm. Unfortunately, Bailey can't go but we're going to bring her for, and that's understandable. Obviously, they don't want the animals to be scared, but we're going to bring her anyway, and then we're just going to tag team and stand outside because we don't want to leave her on the boat. So we're going to go try to check out llamas.
We're going to go over to Garrison Bay, over to the dock, the dinghy dock over there, and walk from there. It's supposed to be about a mile or so.
About a mile, yeah. But we'll fill you in when we find out more.
As we headed to the Garrison Bay and English Camp dinghy dock, we noticed that it was more crowded than usual, and at the dock was a very peculiar wooden boat. And that's when we met O Pouts, and he told us about his boat and the upcoming Pig War Reenactment that was being set up today and running through the weekend. We had been to English Camp several times over the years, so this was quite a pleasant addition.
So this boat is called Boke. Boke. It's kind of like the English word poke, but with a B. And it's a Lashutsi, a Native American word. It means duck, like the bird. So the story is that my sailor character, he encounters a little Native American girl, and she points to this vessel, and he says it's my boat, but she thinks he says boat.
Okay,
so
yeah, right.
That's where that comes from. This is an authentic replica of a cutter from the 1840s, and a cutter was a small boat that was used. Well, actually, some of them could get quite big, but this particular one is one of the smallest ones they would have used. So in the 1840s and 50s, an ocean-going ship would have carried boats of all different sizes.
Sure.
Some of them ranging up to like 30 feet long, and then ranging down to like this one, which is 16 feet.
Where was this built, dude? You know?
Yes. Well, I helped build her.
Oh, did you really? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, cool.
Yeah, so she was built by the Port Townsend Shipwrights Co-op.
Okay, right. Yep.
Townsend.
Yeah, very well known for all that. Yeah.
I used to live in Port Townsend, so I would walk down and help them, and I helped them with every major phase of the boat's construction.
Nice. And what's it made out of?
So the planks are Western red cedar.
Okay.
The ribs are white oak.
Very nice.
The dark hardwood is either mahogany or Philippine mahogany. And I'm proud to say that this boat was made mostly from short ends and things from larger boats that were built at the Shipwrights Co-op. So I don't think any tree was cut down.
Just for it, right?
This boat.
Right. Very nice. Awesome. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, have a good rest of the weekend.
You too.
There were no shots fired in the Pig War of 1859, which was a dispute between the U.S. and England about who owned the San Juan Islands. The dispute lasted until 1872, when Kaiser Wilhelm I decided that the islands would go to the United States. And now English Camp is unique in that the Union Jack flies over a U.S. national park. There were some displays already being set up, including this guy demonstrating the guns of the time. He also showed us how to do hoop rolling, which was a popular game at the time. And Amy gave it a try. She might need more practice. We left English Camp and walked up to West Valley Road and to the Crystal Acres Alpaca Farm. Since no dogs are allowed with the alpacas, Bailey and I are going to hang out here in the shade and rest from the walk. It wasn't a bad walk, uphill a little bit, and then the shoulder's pretty tight along the road, so keep an eye on that, especially with the dog. You know, you're taking up a little wider of a space there, but people are really nice. They give you lots of room.
So we're gonna hang out here while Amy goes and checks out the alpacas, and then we'll go in and hopefully get some footage. Meanwhile, Bailey's getting some rest.
Krystal Acres is a 40-acre farm established in 1996 with a herd of alpacas that is typically between 50 and 60 animals. The alpacas are very friendly and quite curious. I then went into the farm store where you can buy souvenirs, alpaca yarn, socks, scarves, and sweaters. It's a good place to do some early Christmas shopping. It's pretty much everything alpaca.
That was cool. They're definitely neat little creatures with funny hair. The little store is pretty neat. They've got all sorts of stuff there with made out of the alpaca fiber. None of it's cheap, but that's it's pretty cool stuff. So we're gonna head back to English camp and go check out more of the festivities.
At English camp, there's also a set of totem poles, and they were getting a new coat of paint. We set off back to English camp Dinghy Dock to head to Westcott Bay Shellfish Company. This is a working shellfish farm whose origins began in the late 1970s as Westcott Bay Sea Farm. However, the farm went into a steady decline and was put up for sale as land for a home to be built. Locals Eric and Andrea Anderson bought the property in 2013 and worked to restore the farm to its former glory as a shellfish farm, but also adding a beautiful and unique experience to the public to enjoy these delicacies from the sea. You can get the oysters raw or cooked, and whole or shucked. We prefer to shuck them ourselves. It's just part of the experience. And they have more than just shellfish. They have other items such as salads, sandwiches, and several different beers and wines to choose from to go with your meal. Towards the back of the property is the net shed where you can buy gifts and souvenirs. Are you happy now?
Oh yeah. So good every time.
That was good. And good service. Great
Always.
service. Yeah, really
always
good service.
Good service. And, you know, it's hard to get on an island. You're having to figure out how to get employees that can figure out how to pay to live on the island.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're always top notch. They've done a good place or a good job with this place because I guess it was in ruins for years. I understand these new owners took it over several years ago and have really
They made it into something special.
Yeah, really nice. So back to the boat. Join us in our next episode when we cruise to Stewart Island and visit the Turn Point Light Station. We cross into Canada and spend the night at Poets Cove. And then we make our way north to Ganges Harbor, where Amy's mom joins us for the next 5 days to cruise north through the Gulf Islands. And Bailey wants me to remind you to like and subscribe. It means a lot to her.